Good morning. My name's Rebecca. Is that a bit loud? Yeah. We're awesome. Okay, my name's Rebecca. For those of you who are new, I'm just delighted to see everyone here today. Despite the rain, you've made it here. We have a very full service with some beautiful music and some, I think, thoughtful contemplation about community and the power of belonging to a community. But before we begin, sit back and listen to this amazing song by Vox Lumina called Connected. And so we start. Well, good morning again. Good morning to everyone, newcomers and long-standing members alike. Welcome to those who are watching from home later. We're glad you're here. And before we dive into today's service, I just want to say on a personal note, I'm super grateful for all the ways folks in this community have reached out and connected over the recent death of my stepdad. You know, Bob was an amazing man, and he was in my life as kind of the primary father figure from my teen years forever. And his sudden death has left our family reeling. And these things happen in all of our lives. They do. It's not if, it's when. And we have to survive them, and we have to come back to thriving. And how do we do that? We do that embraced by a solid, loving community. So I've had this thought of community in my head and heart for weeks now, obviously over everything to do with our family, and then again in the last few days preparing for today. And I just want to say again, thank you for being such a beautiful, beloved community. Yeah. We all need to belong. It's like a basic human tenet. We want to belong. We need to belong. We can't really survive alone. We certainly can't remain tender-hearted alone. We need to belong to a community. So thank you for showing up the way that you do. Let us rise for our first song, Gather the Spirit. Thank you. Well, here we are again on a Sunday morning in the beautiful home of the North Shore Unitarians, a community that's been together for 58 years and in this beautiful building since 1983, in a magical little bit of the woods on the North Shore, on the ancestral lands of the Coast Salish people. Here, physically, we're on the lands of the Squamish people, but with people gathered today from all across Vancouver, the Lower Mainland, which is the land of the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam peoples. Here we are safe, we are warm inside these walls. How lucky, how fortunate are we? Out there, okay, well, yes, it's wet, But beyond the rain, it's a very crazy, broken, wounded, and wounding world. Right now, I'm not sure whether to read more news or just turn it all off completely because it seems so frightening, and it seems to be creeping closer and closer to our here and now. And we come here on Sunday mornings to make some sense of it all. Our collective mission is to inspire people to live with greater depth, meaning, and purpose. We do that with our feet on the ground, our eyes on the stars, our heads and our hearts immersed in the awe, the wonder, the joy, the mystery, and the beauty that can still be found in this messy, overwhelming world. Some weeks, that feels harder than others. Each Sunday, we start our services with the lighting of candles. And it's my pleasure this morning to invite up Linda Pratt to invite and light the candles this morning. Linda is a longtime member. She's been a member for 36 years. Linda was actually raised as a Unitarian. I didn't know that. Her family was living in Michigan, in Birmingham, which is a suburb of Detroit, and her mother discovered a Unitarian church when she was 12. And she was part of the LRY, the Liberal Religious Youth Group. She and her sisters would attend. They also went to a camp on Lake Michigan, which is where she confesses she had her first kiss with a boy named Fred. She started coming here to North Shore in the early 90s when she was no longer required to be on the soccer fields on Sunday mornings. She has a daughter and a son, and now 6 lovely grandchildren. Linda's been singing in the choir as an alto since it first started by Catherine Nicholson during the ministry of Harold Rosen. And she's volunteered in many capacities. She's been secretary on the board and a member at large, and you're a member of the nominating committee. And Linda's been part of a women's group from this community for 30 years, more than 30 years. That's amazing. Linda tells me she's still so happy to be here. There's lots that this community offers her. In your words, there's almost always a nugget to mull over after each Sunday service, or at the very least, a new little earworm from the music in the service. And last week it was, see if anyone else remembers, skydiving, Rocky Mountain climbing, and a bull named Fu Manchu. Yes! I asked Linda if there's anything that she thought the community wouldn't know about her. She said probably not. She's been here so long. But she confessed that next Saturday she celebrates her 78th birthday. So happy birthday, Linda. Thank you for being with us, Linda. We kindle this flame as a symbol of our gathering. May the light of understanding illuminate our darkness. May the warmth of sharing bring us peace. I actually have to add one more thing. Linda, you get this twinkle in your eye when you're about to say or do something somewhat sassy, and I just love it. And you just gave me that look just now. It was great, so thank you. All right, now let's light our candles of joys and sorrows, or joys and concerns. There are many joys. Diane Hicks is recovering well from her hip replacement surgery. I spoke to her the other day when she called me to discuss with me her plans for lunches for the next few services. Unbelievable. She's not going to be here serving them, but she's still making them. Amazing. May she continue to heal well. Janny, our wonderful administrator, celebrated an important birthday on Thursday. She was grateful for a gift from our community, kindly arranged by Bruce. Please wish her another wonderful decade of health and happiness when you next see her. Are there any other joys to share?
Barry's home?
Yes, Barry's home. Woohoo! Definitely Sue's big joy. I love it. Thank you. Welcome back, Barry. He was away helping his son break down walls in community, so you got to tell him how good his muscles are now. Yeah. Are there any concerns or sorrows in our community this morning? Yeah, Joseph.
My father passed away in 2012, January 31st, and then his burial was on February 1st.
So it's the anniversary of his burial? Yeah. Thank you, Joseph, for sharing that. Let that be in our hearts today. All right, and now we'll light our last candle, the candle of global concern. Well, here's a phrase that I think feels so relevant in the world today. Thank you, Linda. Civilized people care for one another. Civilized people care for one another. With the violent events south of the border and, of course, all over the world, it just feels like the right phrase to hold up in our candle of global concerns. The recent events offer frightening parallels to previous moments in history, and/or they're aligned with disturbing dystopian fiction we've read but never imagined possible on this side of the ocean. So we light this candle for democracy, for people like Alex Priddy and Renee Good, whose lives were taken while peacefully standing for democracy. No lives should be lost in a peaceful protest, no matter what side of any issue you stand on. So in respect of all of that today, all that lies heavy in our hearts from the world, all that simple words cannot contain, may we sing our grief, our anger, and our dismay together, using a song that's been sung this past week in spiritual communities across the continent. It's called Hold On. And Allison will lead us in this simple repeating meditation, and we invite you to join in when you're able. Eyes open, eyes closed, as you wish. Just breathe it in and sing it out, friends. Hold on. Thank you. Hold on, we must. Our hearts go out to everyone affected. We must speak up and rise up for what matters. Civilized people care for one another. All right, the topic of belonging. It's a massive topic. I'll try to stick on time. We're going to reflect on the wisdom and powerful messages of two contemporary thought leaders. And we'll start with Dr. Vivek Murthy, who was the Surgeon General of the US 2015 to 2017, 2021 to 2025. Who's good with their dates of presidential history? Of course, this aligns. Barack Obama hired him first, Trump let him go, and then Joe Biden hired him back again. A few interesting notes about Dr. Vivek Murthy. He was the second youngest Surgeon General in US history. He was the first person of Indian descent to hold that position. And he was the first Surgeon General to take his oath of office by swearing on the Bhagavad Gita, the Hindu scripture, instead of the Bible. He has a special connection to Canada. He lived in Newfoundland for 2 years when his family first immigrated from India to North America. He says that experience is why they ended up picking sunny, hot Miami as their final destination of settlement. Vivek is a renowned physician. He's a lovely human being and a research scientist. Those things don't always go together. One of his main research topics is connection and loneliness, and he's the author of this wonderful book, Together, The Healing Power of Human Connection in a Sometimes Lonely World. Vivek is articulate about what he sees as a challenge of this time in history, a time of great distress and brokenness and rupture. He describes so well what many of us feel in our day-to-day. It's like there's this sense of constant worry. We're feeling anxious, pessimistic about the future. I mean, how could we not be with what we know is going on? And we use words to describe it like anxiety or depression. Now, language is important, and he says when we use words like anxiety and depression, it implies a diagnosis. It implies a disorder of mental health or an illness in us. But he's clear, supported by good research, this is not about individual mental health. Yes, that is worse than in previous decades, but what we're talking about is a layer underneath all of that, something much deeper. We're experiencing a larger societal thing. It's like a mental distress of the masses. It's like an absence of feeling well or feeling whole. It's like not having our tank full. It's a form of moral despair. And whether or not we also have a diagnosable mental illness, most of us humans are not currently functioning anywhere near our full capacity. This moral despair has been increasing in recent years. And we've all tried to say, well, it's the environmental issues, or it's the economy, or it's post-pandemic. But his research demonstrates this has been going on longer than we admit, long before COVID, long before the recent economic downtrend. And he describes 4 factors that contribute to our current world state of moral despair. First, the extraordinary pace of change that we are living through, particularly related to technology, mostly because of the way technology is deeply embedded in our everyday. The other week, my phone did an update. You've all had this experience. You wake up in the morning, you pick up your phone, and it says, update complete. And all it did was update my contacts. But all week, when I would go to my phone, it was just unsettling, like it was disruptive, because I couldn't quite orient myself the way I normally do. And that's just one little thing in the many things of everyday life. And I like to think I'm pretty good with technology. But so many things change all the time. Small things, big things, and we have no control, no even sense of choice. We know any change, even good change, is hard. It takes energy. There you go, speaking of technology. It's okay, I couldn't have asked for any better, Allison, it was perfect. So factor number 1, the rapid pace of change, mostly related to technology, not in our control. All right, number 2, it has to do with the information environment we're living in. So much of what we are fed on the news and in social media stokes our anxiety and fear, because so much of it is negative. There have always been negative things happening in our world, but it wasn't in our face the way all of this is every day. The third factor is loss of social skills. They call it social atrophy. We don't hang out in third spaces much anymore. Third spaces meaning those public places, like bus stops, park benches, libraries. Those public spaces that now we mostly pass through. We don't linger. And if we're in those spaces, most of us have our do not disturb ear pods in, so we don't have that kind of casual conversation. And as a consequence of that, we are dialoguing less with people we don't know very, very well. And therefore, we hesitate to bring up issues with other people because we fear they might disagree with us. We don't know how they'll react. We don't want to share what we're feeling because we're not sure if we're using exactly the right words. We'll be judged, blocked, canceled, ousted from this circle of belonging. And this lost ability to dialogue is critical because in life, when things happen, when we feel confused or hurt or lost, we need to talk it through. We need to share our thoughts and experiences, ask questions of others who've had similar experiences, listen to what people say, process it out loud, at least some of it out loud. And when we're scared of dialogue, we don't do that. So then we process alone, ineffectively. We suffer alone. We ruminate inside our own heads, spinning into our own little rabbit hole about whatever issue or experience. And that bolsters our skewed perspective or stance on things. And that leads to increased polarized opinions. And that drives us further apart. And the fourth and final force, he says, that's pushing us into moral despair connects to the first three. It's about loneliness and social isolation. Ironically, at a time where technology allows us to be more connected than ever before, the research says we are more lonely than ever before. The data says more than 50% of us say we're lonely. And yes, those numbers are greatest amongst our youth, our young people. And the reality is, when we struggle with loneliness, not only is it bad for our mental health, it's bad for our physical health. It increases our risk for many physical illnesses, purely physical, like heart attacks and strokes. Put simply, if we're lonely, we live shorter lives. We die sooner. And then, beyond our individual mental health and physical health, there's consequences of social isolation kind of in our bigger world. When people feel they don't belong, it actually impairs their function in the workplace, reduces productivity, creativity, engagement, retention. In schools, it decreases how well students perform. Our level of civic engagement, we need to use our voice, our vote, and our volunteerism, and all of that diminishes when we feel lonely or isolated. As a society, we have spent thousands of years learning to intentionally cultivate community, right? In the time of hunter-gatherers, you had to work together. If you tried to go it alone, you died, right? You got eaten by a predator or you starved to death. So we have learned from centuries before that we need to live and work together. We do better, we are physically more healthy, mentally more healthy, we're safer, we live longer, and we're more fulfilled if we live in community. But we're not doing that as much anymore. And Vivek says it's really easy. The solution is easy. We just need to rebuild our healthy connections to one another. That's how we'll improve our overall well-being, our sense of wholeness. Social connection is a powerful tool, but we're not doing so much. We're not doing it as much anymore. And the question is why? I think some of it is because we don't believe in it so much, because the message is coming at us in this current age is that we are stronger if we are independent. We don't need other people. We are seen as stronger, more powerful if we don't rely on other people. And this speaks to something very deep about the shifting intersection between social structures and convenience and technology. There is a quiet disappearance of everyday togetherness. See, we no longer just use technology, we live in it. Technology is so deeply embedded in our world, it makes so many things feel convenient. We use technology to optimize our routines, to create more order and predictability in our lives. We manage our relationships through our screens, minimizing interruptions, controlling timing, intensity. We order for delivery. We work from home. We entertain ourselves endlessly without ever talking aloud to another human. We do. This is not moral failure on any of our parts. This is what the technology was designed specifically to do to us, for us, of us. And the convenience, it's seductive. The efficiency feels like morally responsible. The control feels safe. We can so easily justify it. I mean, ordering groceries online saves me time, often saves me money. It's easier to perform a task of everyday living from the safety of my own home on my own time. We all get it. But that comfort has consequences. Every piece of a system that's designed to eliminate an inconvenience also eliminates an opportunity for interaction, for connection, even just like spontaneous one-off connections with the cashier or the next customer in line. While we become more comfortable, we also become more lonely. It's not a coincidence. We're paying for convenience and efficiency with disconnection. We feel it. It's part of our despair. We kind of know that something's missing, but at the same time, technology and convenience is good. It's really not something we're inclined to do, to return to less order, less interruption. What's the line? We all want a village, but nobody wants to be the villager. People want the benefits of community without accepting the work, the responsibility, and inconveniences of making community possible. Because, of course, strong communities are not built from convenience. They're built from presence, from showing up. Yeah, showing up even when it would be easier not to. Communities are built from staying with the friction or awkwardness of getting to know people instead of immediately retreating. From choosing people over efficiency, at least some of the time. Let's face it, we're not going to give up technology, but we do need to choose wisely and in full knowledge of what happens as a result of our choices. There are unanticipated consequences. And naming the forces that work against community and belonging keeps us mindful. True community, it's not something that we sign up for or subscribe to. It's something we inhabit, we invest in, we live in, we build moment by moment, interaction by interaction. My friends, I know you all know this. It's why you're here on Sunday mornings, or why you come to choir rehearsal on a Thursday night, or a board meeting, or a meeting or a gathering of other communities you're part of. Here, we are a community of broadly shared values. We're not a geographic community who all live near each other, like a neighborhood. We're not a community of preschool parents, or avid Whitecaps fans, or hockey moms. We're not all the same age, or ethnicity, or have the same socioeconomic status. We don't all vote for the same party. We certainly don't hold all the same political views. But our 8 principles are the shared investment of this community. Because we know that connecting with others, being seen by others, really holds us up in times of difficulty. And because we know saying hello to someone whose political views we might not fully align with is way better than shunning them or running from them. And because we know seeing them in community, helping someone else, doing the dishes, makes us see them more as a whole person, more than just the political views that we still don't disagree with. Better in the tent than out. This is a community which is built on shared values that says, I may not totally agree with you, but I choose to love you because I want you to be in as part of the fold, because I know I am better too when you and I are both embraced here. That's a lot. That's only one of the 2 people I want to share with you today. So Allison's going to create a beautiful interlude here with a song by Carrie Newcomer called Gathering of Spirits, which seems to be the theme for today, gathering our spirit.
Let it go, my love, my truth. Let it sail on silver wings. Life's a twinkling, that's for certain. But it's such a fine thing. There's a gathering of spirits. There's a festival of friends, and we'll take up where we left off when we all meet again. I can't explain it. I couldn't if I tried. How the only things we carry are the things we hold inside, day in the open. Like a love we won't forget, like the laughter that we started and it hasn't died down yet. Let it go, my love, my truest. Let it sail on silver wings. Life's a twinkling, that's for certain, but it's such a fine thing. There's a gathering of spirits. There's a festival of friends, and we'll take off where we left off when we all meet again. Oh yeah, now didn't we? And don't we make it shine? Aren't we standing in the center of something rare and fine? Some glow in the embers, like a light through colored glass. Some give it all in one great flame, throwing kisses as they pass. Let it go, my love, my truest. Let it sail on silver wings. Life's a twinkling, that's for certain, and it's such a fine thing. There's a gathering of spirits. There's a festival of friends, and we'll take off where we left off when we all meet again. Just east of Eden, but there's heaven in our midst, and we're never really all that far from those we love and miss. We're out in the water. There's a glory all around, and the wisest say there's 1,000 ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Let it go, my love, my truest. Let it sail on silver wings. Life's a twinkling, that's for certain, but it's such a fine thing. There's a gathering of spirits. There's a festival of friends, and we'll take up where we left off when we all meet again. And we'll take up where we left off when we all meet again.
Thank you, Allison. Okay, well, if the work of Vivek Murthy's kind of thoughts makes our heads spin, buckle up for Father Greg Boyle, who's going to make our hearts spin. Father Greg is a Jesuit priest. He's the founder and director of Homeboy Industries, which is the largest gang rehabilitation and reentry program in the world. For 40 years, Homeboy has stood as a beacon of hope in Los Angeles, providing training and support to previously incarcerated and/or formerly gang-involved people. Homeboy embraces them and allows them to redirect their lives towards becoming contributing members of community. Homeboys started as a youth program in 1988 in the basement of Dolores Mission Church. The initial premise was jobs, not jail, offering an alternative to gang life for high-risk youth in Los Angeles, the city with the highest density of gang activity in the US. In those early days, Father Greg rode his bicycle around, intercepting gang conflicts. Brave soul. Slowly, he found sympathetic businesses that agreed to hire recovering gang members. A few years later, in 1992, they opened their first business, Homeboy Bakery, grounded in reality from the beginning with the slogan, "Nothing stops a bullet like a job." Not surprisingly, they met significant resistance from both city and community. But over time, Homeboy Industries has proven itself and grown into so much more than the sum of its services. It offers people the basics: mental health care, legal services, addiction support, and then other things like anger management, tattoo removal, workforce development, and arts academy. Their enterprises include a bakery, a cafe, a catering business, a daily diner at LA City Hall, farmers markets, an online market, silkscreen and embroidery businesses, an electronics recycling program, and more. Their annual budget now is over $15 million. And Father Greg is the spiritual leader and the one who started it all, a shining example of that line: civilized people care for one another. He calls Homeboy a community of cherished belonging. The organization sees gang members not as criminals or bad people, but as people who are unwell or broken, mentally ill, traumatized, or lacking in hope, often all three. Many of them have what he calls a lethal absence of hope. A lethal absence of hope. They are not that way because they made bad choices. They're that way because they grew up with neglect, abuse, addiction, and poverty, and those experiences took away any hope of believing in themselves or a bright future. Those aren't choices. And Father Greg says people used to say, Homeboy gives people a second chance. And he's never liked those words, because he said, if you knew their stories, you'd recognize these folks never had a first chance. Even with 40 years of knowing them, he still chokes up while recounting their stories because they're heartbreaking and they're inhumane. They're just hard to fathom. And Homeboy zeroes in on the precious soulfulness of every individual. The precious soulfulness of every individual, and cares for them, showing them a safe and structured place where their truest selves, their hearts, can be seen and cared for until they're able to see it for themselves. Father Greg, with all his experience, is a natural storyteller and narrator. He's often a public speaker, and he's the author of a number of books. The middle one, Barking to the Choir, all of them are full of stories about the homies, as he calls them, and they're beautiful and heart-wrenching and funny. And their language, many of them were Spanish-speaking as a first language. And so Barking to the Choir, for example, comes one moment when a homie got angry, and he says, Father G, you are barking to the choir. And of course, he's muddled it up. It's barking up the wrong tree and preaching to the choir. It's beautiful. His latest book, Cherished Belonging, The Healing Power of Love in Divided Times, was just published in 2024. Now, if you're curious, a little caution to you readers, he is a Jesuit priest. He speaks openly about God and God's love. But in his words, he doesn't believe in the partial prehistoric third-grade version of God that many of us were saddled with. He describes a God who doesn't want anything from us, who only wants for us, who cherishes us, who beholds us, smiles at us. He embraces a non-dualistic view of God, meaning a God that is not judgmental. He's not sending us to heaven or hell. His God doesn't get angry, is not dependent on us or our idolatry. His God is not a string puller who decides to save some people from a car crash while vengefully killing others. His God is love, pure love. His God sees the unshakable good of all, our nobility. And his God seeks for us just to wake up to our own goodness. His God loves people unconditionally. Father G says he fired all other versions of God decades ago. Now, his messages are always followed by interpretations or reframing that make those concepts universally accessible, regardless of whether we're a theist, a believer, or an atheist, or humanist, or anywhere in between. As UUers, we're always on the lookout for wisdom that can be gleaned from the inner workings of other faiths, other people, or cultures. He draws on the mystical tradition, he holds Buddhist values, he lives a simple home life with other Jesuits. His earlier books, although they're excellent reads and full of stories and moments of connection, But I feel like his recent kind of speaking tours and this latest book explain his messages with even more clarity. He has a couple core messages. The first one is to live in this world, we must believe that we belong to each other. I am, you are, me. He references the concept of Ubuntu in South Africa. That's that idea that the health of a community is inextricably linked to the thriving of everyone in the community, that a person is only a person through other persons. He says we can all become, if we're in a good, healthy community, a healing presence in a wounded and wounding world. He says it's about centering ourselves on shared human vulnerability. It all sounds so good, but we know it doesn't always feel that simple. And Father Greg would say, but it is. It's about cherishing. He deepens the idea of loving each other into cherishing each other. He talks about relational wholeness. He says we were all taught to love our neighbor as ourselves, but in fact, many of us struggle to love ourselves. He says maybe a better example is how we love our child. We don't just really love our children, we cherish them. And that, says Father G, is belonging gone right. We cherish them because cherishing is love fully engaged. It's tenderness in action. Cherishing is love with its sleeves rolled up and its coat open wide. He talks of the Spanish word acatamiento, which was first written in 1544 by Saint Ignatius of Loyola, founder of the Jesuit order. Acatamiento is best translated as affectionate awe. It urges us to shape our lives around relationships with others, particularly with awe and affection, affectionate awe. And when I read that and said it aloud, to me it sounded like affectionate awe. Father Greg believes all people are unshakably good, all people. It's that healthy people don't do the things that we call bad. He doesn't think anyone is inherently bad. They're just not well. They're not whole. And he says the only non-delusional response to any behavior, anything, is kindness. That we can learn to contain everything with kindness. And again, I find that hard. Like kindness is the only response. He says it's not hard, just help one another. He says we have to change this idea of survival of the fittest and turn it into survival of the most nourished. A tribe called humans, one big tribe, one big village, the place of great belonging. Community is saying we're in, we're all kin. Community is a painstaking long-term investment of stretching to meet, love, cherish, and include all. There is such transformative and sacred power in human relationship. Community is a verb. It's an intention and an action. As you know, friends, community is the way out of moral despair. We do not have to walk alone. now invite us into the spiritual practice of generosity. Every month, we collect for a specific not-for-profit organization that is local, community-minded, and aligns with our values. Everything that is marked for outreach will go to this organization. And this month, it is for Pathways Serious Mental Illness Society, a local organization that has families of loved ones living with a serious mental illness, helping other families with a shared experience. A reminder to please mark your donation envelope to indicate outreach, otherwise the donation will go to the daily operations of this beautiful place.
And we will care for each other as the world around us unravels. And we will tend to the spark of hope that lives within our grieving hearts. And we are here now in this present moment, lifting our voices and hearts. And we are here now in this present moment, attending this spark of hope. Oh, may it grow. And we will care for each other as the world around us unravels. And we will tend the spark. We will tend to the spark of hope that lives, of hope within our grieving hearts. And we are here now in this present moment, lifting our voices and hearts. And we are here. Now we have come together. We are tending the spark of hope. Oh, may it grow.
Thank you for all your generous gifts, both in the offering basket and beyond. Thank you, of course, to everyone who volunteers. Thank you to people who contribute a pledge annually to support our wonderful staff, service team, and these beautiful facilities. The work of this community relies on all of our contributions, both time, treasure, and talents. A few announcements. Please join us after the service downstairs for a lovely bagel lunch provided by the board. Suggested contribution is $5, but just come. There is a budget meeting after today's service. We'd love folks to stay. We hope to get started by 12:15, and people need to be registered. So as soon as you're done your bagel, come on back up and register ready for the meeting. Next week, the service will delve into the faith tradition of the beloved mystic poet Rumi, Sufism, with guidance and scholarship from our own Joseph, assisted by Bruce. And after the service next Sunday, please join us for the second of the second Sundays for Sustainability. Join Michelle Sheardown and Jean Prescott to learn about how we can increase our green space, attract pollinators, sequester carbon, and improve our mental health, both here on our grounds and in our local communities. Scrabble's back. If you're interested, come join us after the service on February 15th. We had 4 tables last time. We'd love to have more, and the whole thing wraps up within less than 90 minutes, so you're not spending your whole afternoon doing Scrabble, but come if you're interested. Are there any other last-minute announcements? I have one other one. The CUC Nominations Committee emailed us to ask, they're seeking a BC representative. If we know of anyone who would like to be on the CUC Nominating Committee from the BC region, reach out to me and let me know. I don't think it's a big time commitment. Any other announcements? All right, then let's rise together and sing a reprise of that beautiful song that Allison sung to us called Tending the Spark, with the lyrics on the screen.
And we will tend for each other as the world around us unravels, and we will tend to the spark of hope that lies within our grieving hearts, and we are here now in this present moment, lifting our voices and hearts, and we are here now. We have come together. We are tending the spark of oh, may it and we will care for each other as the world around us unravels, and we will tend to the spark of hope that lies within our grieving hearts, and we are here now in this present moment, lifting our voices and hearts, and we are here now. We have come together. We are tending the spark of oh, may it and we will care for each other as the world around us unravels, and we will tend to the spark of hope that lives within our grieving hearts, and we are here now in this present moment, lifting our voices and hearts, and we are here now. We have come together. We are tending the spark of oh, may it
Please remain standing just for a minute. Civilized people care for one another, care for the precious soulfulness of every individual. It is about survival of the most nourished. And communities are a place of cherished belonging. We all belong to one another. Let's together close our service. We extinguish this flame, but carry with us the light of vision and wealth of hope. The world calls us to live with depth, meaning, and purpose. We go forth with courage and love. And And may we remember Father Greg's version of love, that cherishing is love fully engaged. Cherishing is love with its sleeves rolled up and its coat open wide. Let us circle around.